Okay, hello! Welcome to the 3 looks 1 palette. It's been so long since I've done a 3 looks 1 palette video using the Beauty Bay New Mood palette. I did prioritize this in terms of my 3 looks 1 palette queue because I'm just checking that I'm filming because first of all they released another palette Beauty Bay did that I will be purchasing soon, and so I wanted to get this done before I get a new one. And I don't know, people always seem to enjoy Beauty Bay videos, so here you are. Honestly, I feel like I like this palette a lot more than other people. I will get into my thoughts more at the end of the video on how I feel about this palette, but I feel like a lot of people were really confused by the color story, and I do think it's a little bit different, but I feel like you can honestly go so many directions in it. I feel really inspired, and I'm really excited and happy to have this palette. Maybe if you bought it, this could give you some more inspiration, or I don't know, help you make sense of the palette if you have it or interested in buying it. I don't know. I'm honestly a fan. And yeah, we don't need to, this is not the important part, so let's just get into the first. Okay, hello everyone and welcome to the first look in this 3 looks 1 palette video using the Beauty Bay New Mood palette. I'm gonna do a nice little neutral look for my first look. I'm going to start with the shade Optimistic. I've primed my eyes using the NARS Smudge Proof eyeshadow base, and I have not set my lids. I plucked my eyebrows, so it's a little bit red right there, but we'll just blend right on over the top of that. Now I'm going to take the shade Curious, which is this beautiful, delicious, warm-toned, like yellowy brown. It's so nice. And I'm just going to run this through my outer corner and my crease. And then finally I'm going to take the shade Powerful, which is this dark brown. Very easy and simple. But these are my favorite tones of neutral, yellowy, caramelly browns. So good. I'm just going to build this up in my crease and my outer corner. I'm just going to go over the edges of that with a little bit more of the Curious shade. I swear I can never get the blend on this eye, on the outer part. I don't know why. Anyway. So I'm just going to do a half cut crease. I'm just going to quickly jump off camera, do that, and be right back. Okay, so I just cut my crease, and I'm going to take the shade Curious, which was the mid-toned warm brown, Just tap this onto my lid. I haven't done a half cut crease in so long. And then I'm going to run this over the edge. And then I'm going to take Powerful, the darkest brown, and intensify this in my outer corner. And run this right along the edge. Now I'm going to take some NYX glitter primer and put this all over the area where I cut my crease. And then I'm going to take the shade Intimate in the center of my lid and the shade Gracious in the front part. Okay, so first taking Intimate. And then taking Gracious, which is the gold, just putting that in the front part. Okay, okay, and then I'm just going to take Intimate and Gracious on either side of my brush and just go back and forth, blend these two shimmers together. They work super well together, actually. And then I'm going to take the tiniest touch of Curious and blend this into Intimate just so everything all merges nicely. And then I'm going to take Intimate and Gracious on my fingers and intensify these shades on my lid. And then I'm going to take Optimistic and one more time run this over the very edge of my shadow just because I want that nice mustard to come through. For my lower lash line, I'm going to keep it all the same. I'm going to take Curious, just go underneath my eyes with this and blend it out. And then I'm going to take Powerful and deepen my lower lash line with this, connecting it to my top lid. And then I'm going to take the shade Optimistic, which is the mustard, and just blend this out. I'm going to take the shade Bold, which is the matte black, and use this to deepen my outer corners. And then to finish, I'm going to take the shade Free, which is this pink duochrome shade. I'm going to spray that just to give it a little bit more stick, and then I'm going to put this in my inner corners. I don't know if it super goes, but it's just going to have to work for the sake of using this palette. Okay, and this is the finished look. I really like it. I mean, it's so simple, but I feel like it's really nice for fall. And I feel like I'm really excited about this video because I really feel like this palette can do a lot. Like, you can take it in so many different directions. On my lips, I'm wearing the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in BFF3 and the Merit Signature Lightweight Lipstick in the shade Slip. And that is it. Basically for my... I've been looking for this lid to my glitter primer. Okay, that's all she wrote. Everything else that's on my face will be in the description box below. And I will see you in the next look. Okay, hello. Welcome to the second look using the Beauty Bay New Mood palette. Today I want to focus on these greens and this black. I'm really feeling the Shigo inspiration, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with the shade Bold, which is the matte black. And I'm going to do a halo eye, so I'm going to stamp this on my inner and outer corners and connect it through my crease. take the shade Energetic, and I'm going to blend the edges of this. Normally when I do like a black as a base, I'm doing it to like deepen up a color, so I'll blend it all the way over the top. But because I do want to have like this black as its own color, I want the contrast between the black and the green if I can get it. I'm just going to blend the edges of the black out with the green. But because obviously they are such different colors, I think I'm going to have to spend a little bit of extra time blending these. Honestly, this palette works so well. I just packed the Energetic shade on a little bit on the edge of the black and blended it. This eye actually looks really good. This eye needs a little bit of work, but I'm just going to take Energetic and bold the black and the green mix and just gently blend the edges between the two shades, just so I can help that blend a little bit better. Although it did pretty well on their own, I gotta say. I don't know if this is gonna ruin it or not, but I kind of want to take the shade, oh I didn't even look, Joyful, this yellow, and just blend this over the edges, and then maybe it'll make like an even brighter kind of limey green. So I'm just gonna blend that over the very edges. Okay, so for my lid, I'm going to take the shade Creative and the shade Serene. No, it's a lie. I'm going to take the shade Euphoric and Creative. First, what am I going to do? First, I'm going to take some NYX glitter primer and put this in the center of my lid. Okay, so first I'm going to take the shade, Creative first, which is just the green. And put this right in the center. And then I'm going to take Euphoric. I'm just going to flip the brush around and put that on the edges. Okay, so I did that on my other eye. Now I'm just gonna go, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go back and forth between Creative and Euphoric just to blend them together, although they pretty much already blend into each other because they are both very similar greens. Actually, when you have them on the eyes, Euphoric obviously just has that shift to it. Now I'm gonna take the black, the shade Bold, and just blend the edges into Euphoric, just so we don't have any, harsh lines or anything like that. Then I'm going to take a little pencil brush with that black and just run that over the edge, the center. And then I'm going to take Energetic again, run this over the edges. Then I'm going to take Creative and Euphoric and just intensify these on my lid with my fingers. Going over the black a little bit. And then I'm going to take the shade Bold and just put this all underneath my eyes on my lower lash line. And then I'm going to take, now that I'm looking absolutely insane, where is my blending brush? Here it is. I'm going to take Energetic again and blend all over top of this and blend the edges out. And then I'm going to take the mixture that I took before of Energetic and Joyful, just to keep everything consistent, and bring that limey green to my lower lash line as well. And then finally, for my very last trick, I'll take the shade Serene. And use this to highlight my brow bone because why not? So I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna finish the rest of my face, put my lashes on, show you the finished look. And this is the finished look in my pajama shirt because it's the end of the night. I put off filming this. Anyway, I gotta quickly wrap this up so I can watch another episode of Midnight Mass before I have to go to sleep. But anyway, this is, the finished look on my lips. I have the NYX lip liner in the shade Cold Brew and the e.l.f. lip plumping gloss in the shade Peach Bellini. Love this look. It's giving me like Shigo vibes / the Hulk perhaps vibes. I don't know. I really, really love it, to be honest. I'm loving this palette so far, not gonna lie to you. Let's just get into the third and final look. Hello and welcome to the third and final look using the Beauty Bay New Mood palette. I'm so excited for this one. I'm gonna do a two-toned eye. I'm going to start with the shade Tender, which I know when I say that it sounds like Tinder, but I'm saying tender, like a tender embrace. Anyway, I'm just gonna take this and use this as my first blending shade. Very like, rounded. Not super winged out. That's the plan at least. And then I'm going to take the shade Focused on my other eye and do the same exact thing. And then for my first eye, I'm going to take the shade Passionate, contender for one of my favorite shades in the palette, and run this through my crease, but not too far up, and not in my outer corner or anything, like just through my crease, which I don't often do. And then I'm going to take the shade Content and do the same thing on my other eye. with this shade. And then now I'm going to take the shade Confident, this dark navy, and I'm going to take that through my crease on both eyes. But I'm gonna try not to buff it too much. Just keep it pretty like contained lower down. And then to help blend it out on this side, I'm going to take more Passionate and just layer this over like the edges just to help it blend. And then again on both eyes, I'm going to take the shade Bold. I'm going to very gently and lightly take this in the very bottom of my crease and just blend it in on both eyes. But I don't want to take it up very far at all. And then place this all over my lid. Just pack it on. And then I'm just going to take, so Passionate first, again, run this over the edge. You know me, how I love to build. And then take Content, blue, run it over the edge. And then I'm going to take Tender and run this slightly over the edge of my pink eye, and then take Focused, the light blue Periwinkle, and do the same thing. So now for my, over the like black base that I have my lids, I'm going to take the shade Free, which is this pink duochrome. No, not pink duochrome, like pink iridescent shade. Then I'm going to take the shade Serene on my blue eye. But first I'm going to take a little bit of NYX glitter primer and just tap that over the top. Not that much, but just tap it basically over where I put the black. And I'm going to take Free and tap that over the top. My favorite thing is to put like iridescent shades over black base. I think it's so pretty. Obviously this isn't like a shifty shade or a multi-chrome or anything, but I just love the effect it gives. The same thing, take a little bit of NYX glitter primer, tap this over my lid, and then take Serene, the blue, and put this over the top. Delicious. I feel like Serene is a little bit more sparkly than Free is. I don't know what what it is, but the nature of like pink iridescent shadows that just like they're obviously very difficult to make because rarely do I see them done well, and like this is pretty good as far as like pink shadows like this go. Give that the slightest blend. And then I'm going to take each of those respective shades on my brow bone. So Free and Serene. No, yes. And then for my lower lash line, I'm just again going to take the black all the way underneath my eyes. So this is the shade Bold, the black, just place it all underneath. And then I'm going to take Confident, and basically on both eyes just take this over the black. Oh my god. These shades are so pigmented, sometimes I forget, and then we've got an intense situation, but that's okay. And then I'm going to take Passionate on this eye and then blend that blue out as best I can. And do the same thing with the shade Content. And then take each of the latest shades. So Tender for this eye and just blend it out. In this case, try to soften it a little bit. And then take Focused and just do the same thing. And then on each eye, I'm going to take the iridescent shade, so the shade Free for my pink eye. Spray it. And put it just on the main part of my lower lash line. Yes? Maybe go in a little bit with my finger. Nice. And then I'm going to do the same thing on my other eye with the shade Serene. And then again, take Free and Serene on my inner corners. Again, spraying them so they stick. So this is Free. Oh, my camera cut off, but this completes the look wherever I was at. So let's just show you the finished look and conclude the video. Okay, and this is the finished look. I love it. It's giving me exactly like Cinderella, that one scene, oh no, Sleeping Beauty. The one scene in Sleeping Beauty where she's like changing the color of her dress to like pink and blue. It just came to me when I saw my eyes. I was like, wow, I'm that scene from Cinderella. Sleeping Beauty. Anyway. Yeah, I really love this. I love that they included these like iridescent shades. Oh, before I forget, on my lips I use the color Pop Lippy Pencil in the shade Ashton and the e.l.f. Satin Lipstick in the shade Creme. But yeah, my thoughts on this palette, I guess, just to get into it. The only shades that I didn't use like in looks on my eyes are the shade Grateful here and the shade Blessed, which is this pinky toned like rosy brown. But otherwise I've used every shade at least once in a look. And I honestly, you know, really enjoy this palette. I like this, I think, a lot more than a lot of other people. I didn't really see, I saw, obviously it's a Beauty Bay palette, so it got some hype, but I feel like it didn't get as much hype as the other counterparts, the other Beauty Bay palettes that have been released, and I really feel like this is honestly underrated. It definitely looks like a fucking weird color story when you first glance at it, but when you get to use it, or at least when I get to use it, I feel like I just see so many combinations, so many different looks, and you can go in so many different directions. You can go in pink, there's this beautiful like periwinkle, like blue quad, there's greens, yellows, there's beautiful, absolutely beautiful shimmers, and then a really, I think, like really well thought out selection of neutrals. I feel like you could go full neutral, full color, you know, do half and half, and the shades themselves, like the actual performance of each of the shades, absolutely no issues at all. Like, beautiful as always, pigmented, blendable. I guess the shade Gracious and Creative aren't really like super sparkly, although I feel like Creative is a little bit more, has more pizzazz than this one up here does, this gold. But I feel like it still looks really pretty. I don't know. But I honestly didn't really have many issues with any of the shades. I really like these two like iridescent shades that they included. I think they're really fun. I think they add something different to the palette, and you can you know, use them for inner corners, put them over a deeper base like I did today. The shade Free, which is the pink, it has a gold shift for sure, whereas the blue one doesn't really, but it is a little bit less sparkly and a little bit harder pressed. But I find that to be the case with any type of like white iridescent pink shade. Like I was mentioning before, they must be just like impossible to, not impossible, but really difficult to formulate, because I feel like I don't have that many like really, really good ones. But this is quite nice. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the looks. I loved every single look that I've done. It's been a while since I filmed a 3 looks 1 palette, and I forgot how much I love filming them. So yeah, let me know if you have this palette or if you like it or whatever. All that good stuff. Thank you for being a true friend to me while I'm figuring out my upload schedule in this season of my life. I very much appreciate it. Very much want to get back to posting consistently 3 days a week. Anyway, with that, I'll leave you to the rest of your day, night, morning, whatever, and I will see you hopefully in my next one. Bye.